Room for Loyalty. This movie is on Sonia Uche TV. A recap of this movie talks about a young couple, beautiful couple, who have their besties intrude in their marriage. The man's bestie, who was in the picture before the married woman came in, thought she had more rights than the wife. So she was always in their house doing things as if she was the wife. Then the wife also brought in her besties to come and help her solve this particular issue. So besties fighting for their rights in their friend's life. This was affecting the marriage. This is what this movie is about. What I like about this movie, I'll start by saying that the storyline is actually interesting. It is straight line, but how they acted it made it very interesting, because a lot of people do say when their friends get married, they don't have contact with them anymore. I think they are creating space. They have a new bestie in their life. That doesn't mean they're going to cut ties with you. You just need to have to create boundaries. This movie will teach you that, and I think I like the idea and how they acted it. So storyline is really interesting. This brings me to how comic this movie was being acted and still portraying and telling us a story and also teaching us something. So it's comedy infused lessons in this movie. You're going to actually enjoy it, and I enjoyed it, so I'm sure you would too if you haven't seen it. Room for Loyalty is really comic, and this brings me to the characters: Sonia, Uche, Ekene, Umenwa. Oh, a lot of people were so surprised. I was surprised as well to see Ekene, Umenwa, as well as Sonia, Uche. I'm like, how? At first I used to think that those group of Asaba actors are beefing, they are not close to these people who act Lagos and Abuja movies. So when I saw her, I'm like, okay, that's nice. We need more of that. We need more of that. We need to see more infusion of that. So when I saw her, I was like, hope this movie is interesting. After watching it, I was so happy. I laughed throughout. This was comedy, very fun, very interesting, very laid back. It is interesting to watch. I like that for this movie. And you guys know that with comedy, you are always going to see me there. You are going to see me there. And let's talk about the cast. Ekene was funny. She was an illiterate, so this is what she does best: acting comedy and then acting like, an illiterate. This was just up in her radar. This is what she does, and she did it so well in this movie. I like that in this one. And then let's talk about Sonia. Sonia, I keep saying that anytime you see Sonia Uche in braids, all back, bad natural hair, be ready to laugh, be ready. She's going to give you gangster. So here she was, a good wife and still stubborn in a bit, and that was a very good combo for her. And a lot of people said she looks like the legendary patient Ozoko in this movie, maybe because of the braids. I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of reviews saying that she looks like, the patient Ozoko. Anywho, with Sonia, again, and you can't take that away from her. She was really good in this movie. Surprisingly, Adeze is also known to be acting more deep Asaba movies. So seeing her here, that was also a very good addition as well. I really love her in this movie. She was the classy bestie who thought she had more right than the wife. Homo, they didn't marry you into the family or into the house. I love that she was stubborn. She was also fighting to be in the man's life. I love her character actually. She was really good. I enjoyed her character. And then Bryan. Bryan is always acting like a mumu. Bryan is always acting like he doesn't know what he's doing. His action is not bringing a lot of disrespect. He was just acting dumb or pretending to be dumb or pretending that what he's doing, he's not. Most of his movies, he likes acting roles like that, and I don't blame him. He's perfect. He looks the part also, so I really can't blame him for acting movies like that. So this movie in general, guys, was really interesting to watch. If you haven't seen, you should watch it. It's fun to watch. Again, a good movie should not be long. This movie, I appreciate that it is not long at all. The length is just as perfect as it can get. Not 2 hours as they used to do, so obviously it's comic, there's lesson in there, it's fun to watch, and surprisingly they didn't use a lot of cast. It's just 4 people, and you can't feel it if you're watching it. You see, how else can I explain this? So yeah, the movie is not long. I appreciate that a lot. That is something I like about this movie. And another thing I noticed is how the movie ended. I love how it ended in a way that she was expecting another guest in the house just right after they've resolved the issue of discarding or distancing themselves from their besties, only for her to receive a call and say, okay, my other bestie is coming into the house. So if this movie wants to have a part 2, they can actually produce a part 2 for it. So I really like that for this movie. And most times this is how American movies ends, when they end as if you think everything is sorted, only for a scene to come up and then they play a part 2 of that movie. So I think the ending for me was something that I really like about this movie. That was a thoughtful addition. Actually, I like that. Another thing I like about this movie is location. I don't know, maybe I think this movie was not shot in Abuja. It's just a guess, I'm just guessing. Because the house was new, entirely new. Maybe it wasn't shot in Abuja either. If it was shot in Abuja, then I appreciate it. Because this house, I'm not familiar with it. That was a location I like about this movie. That was something I really liked. Then costume. Costume was really funny for me regarding Ekene's costume. She was local, she has 7 children, so you can just imagine she doesn't care about her body or what she wears. There's no money saved to even look good. So I love how she looks in this movie. Costume was really good. Then the wife, Sonia, see the boo she was wearing, no makeup. I appreciate Sonia that she's so proud to always show her bare face, no powder on, no nothing, just her bare face. I mean, whether she has pimples or whether her face is not smooth, when the role demand that she doesn't have to put on a makeup or even powder or foundation, we can see that there's nothing on her face. Even in this movie that she's married to someone who is well-to-do, she didn't really put on makeup. Most times, some of these actresses are insecure about their face, and especially when roles demand that they don't have to put on a makeup. You are in bed in the night with your husband. You have your makeup, your brows being painted out. I'm like, what is going on with some of you people? Anyway, I've just digressed. What I'm saying is that costume for this movie was really good. Bryan looked the part. Even when he doesn't go to work, he looks the part. And of course, the friend, Adeze, she looks really good. Her makeup, her wigs, and of course, her office wear. Yeah, she's tall, so her outfit cannot look really good. She wasn't overly dressing sexy to seduce the best friend or whatnot. It was just her action with her best friend that was doing the work, not her outfit. So I really like that a lot for this movie. Those are the things I like about this movie. Moving on to what I do not like about this movie, to cinematography. Sonia, Uche, what happened? Did you use a different editor for your movie? What happened or what went wrong? I'm not a fan of this cinematography. To be frank with you, it's okay. It's not really a big deal like that. But there was something just didn't like. It's not too much hate for it, but I know she has better cinematography on her channel. So this was a downgrade for me, and that was something I didn't like. And then this brings me to the size. Sonia, Uche, what happened? What went wrong? Were you rushing to post this movie? Hello, right keyframe size, please do the right thing. So that was something that I also didn't like about this movie. And then I want to talk about no office, no house for Adeze. I mean, they're always going to work, so we should have had a scene where they are in their office just being super close. Sonia will walk in there and get angry, go home, lock him outside the house. I think that would have made more sense, So there was no office whilst they are always going to work, coming home late. We would have had a scene like that, and that did not happen. So that was something I did not like. And then we didn't see Adeze's house. That was also something that I was questioning. Why are we not having? Why? So they had only one location, 4 cast, which the movie wasn't boring, but hello people, please come on now. So yeah, that was something that I noticed. Even when he had to go and meet her outside of the house, they met in the car. I'm like, come on people. So yeah, those are the things I do not like about this movie. But yeah, this is a very interesting comic. You learn a lot and laugh at the same time. It's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, do what to watch. And on that note, I'll actually rate this movie a 7/10, just because they were done properly. The comedy was comedy. They just did everything right, aside what I said I do not like about the movie. If you haven't watched it, do what to watch. Room for Loyalty, showing on Sonia Uche TV. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I really do appreciate it, and I also want to thank you guys so much for the support. We are almost at 900 subscribers, and I want to thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Do subscribe to my channel. Of course, on this channel I do YouTube movies reviews based on how they make me feel. Thank you guys so much once again, and I'll see you all in the next movie review.